Hey Pisces star seeds, it's Sweet Spirit Mystic. All right, let's see what the messages are. Actually, I'll use this deck. All right. What are the messages for Pisces? Okay. So we're seeing the moon here. So that often deals with the mother. And the Three of Swords. All right, so that's that heartache, that's that betrayal. Those are those things that are said to us that cut us to the core of our heart. Okay. Yeah. All right, we're picking up on this mother energy again. Okay. And if you're a gentleman here, it could be your own mother, or it also could be like a wife, because that, it's a similar energy. Okay. All right, so we have the Devil and the Fool here. So there is a fear about, starting again, starting over, and it has to do with how you've been hurt. 144, it's like we've all been in situations where we feel like we would have never been able to recover from it. Just because it was so sad or so painful. So we're like, nope, I never want to go through that again. So if anything feels even remotely like that, I'm out. I'm not going to entertain it. And I get that. 212. In New York City. Yeah, excuse my voice. It's still coming back. But this is the part where you make a choice. Okay? Because what all life is, it's about cause and effect. It's justice. And you could say, well, I never did anything wrong and my mom was so awful. I get that. I do. I'm in that same boat. It's like, wait a minute, why would my mom do that? And remember, all the relationships that we forge with other females, it starts by learning about our mother. So the relationship we had or didn't have with our own mother or a mother figure in our life from when we were young dictates what our life will be with other females in our adult life. Okay. So I'll use myself as an example. So when I was born, 333, I had a heart condition. So I had to be helicoptered to a specialized children's hospital and have surgery, which meant I lived in the ICU for a long time. I was born very early, and I happened to be born on the equinox, spring equinox, so makes me a March 20th Pisces for the year I was born. But I was not initially raised by my mom for those, first 2 months. I was in a hospital with tubes. No one touched me, okay? So I'm used to this coolness with women where it's a little cold. And you can be like, well, but you're a woman. Ugh. Women can be really awful to other women, okay? You know this. So as I was growing up, my mom worked all the time. I never saw her. She wasn't the type that was, very demonstrative or loving. And then as I grew up, we just fought. So I've always had a very, hard time with older women energy in association to me. And it's because that's what I'm used to. So maybe in a way I create it, because that's what I'm used to. So, coming back to this Justice card, how will you change how you behave towards your mother? To change the dynamic, to make sure there's some kind of loving connection, rather burden. And what it's showing here is that it will be revealed. It takes time. It's, that feminine mystery, right? You never know what you're going to get. But it has to start within us. And maybe having a good, loving relationship with your mom means not having it. By keeping a distance, because it has been hurtful to you. It has been heavy. It has caused pain. And if we're talking about self-preservation here, there's certain things that need to be avoided so that this pain doesn't keep coming up. Sometimes we do it to ourselves, where we want love so bad that we'll put up with all kinds of behavior that, say this person wasn't related to you, you wouldn't. Okay? And again, mother, wife, mother figure, that person that we think should be nurturing. I know that's a dirty word, should. However, that's how society is. We have this ideal of what a true, loving, feminine is like. And let's talk about it. We don't see it that often. There's a lot of hostility right now. There's a lot of fear. And it's depending on where you live. In the West, there's a lot of animosity that women are showing. And I'm not saying that it's not founded, but is that solving the problem? Is being hostile creating more love? And we all know the answer to that. Okay, so we have to change parts of ourselves. Okay, let's see. And that's hard. It's really hard. I mean, I'm in town with, I'm not in town, I'm with my mom and my other family. That's been really hard. But it's finding that patience and okay, I don't need to say things. I can just chill. Talk about things she's interested in. Keep it really light. Be my own mother. Okay? 7 of Swords. 8 of Swords. Wheel of Fortune. Ace of Swords. 6 of Wands, victory. So, okay, I'm trying to say this in a gentle way. Okay. I'll put these over here. Yeah. So Pisces, or whomever, this is where we learn to direct our own energy, to be completely independent from everything that goes around us. I know that's a hard thing as well, because a lot of people want to say that's selfish. Not for a Pisces. Okay? So, watch your own energy. Be independent from everything else around you. Ask yourself, how do you feel? Why? You put up boundaries. And, it's not like an overt, okay, I've got a line in the sand, mom, wife, whoever, other lady, I'm not going to tolerate that. Boom, 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 attitude. It doesn't have to be like that. So, okay, sometimes it does, but you can do this on an energetic level where you don't even say anything, but it comes from inside of you of no, I'm not going to tolerate certain conversations that bring me down. And that's the thing. It's a choice, right? I was talking to someone the other day, and he was like, you know what? Whenever I bring up certain conversation topics, you stop talking. And I said, yeah, because I'm like, I'm directing the energy that I put out. So if there is a topic that I know will stir that pot in my soul, we don't talk about it. And some people, like our mothers, will just poke and poke and poke and poke until we talk about that thing, right? So that's where you just don't allow it. You either change the conversation into something that you know they're interested in, so it'll be an easy switch, or you just, oh, hey, Mom, I can't talk right now. And it's like a dog. Okay, you know how when you're teaching your dog tricks, you're not getting mad at them, 11:11, when they do it wrong. You have to reward them when they do it right. Okay, so every time your dog sits, they get a treat. So they know when you say sit, they're like, oh, yay, let me sit. Even if they don't get a treat, they're like, ooh, that's a good thing. You can do that the other way too. So subconsciously, if you're talking to your mother or your wife or some other woman and they bring up some conversation that's not what you want to talk about, stop talking about it. Change the subject. Do it every time. And subconsciously in their mind will say, oh, every time I talk about this, the conversation stops. So if I want to have a relationship, I can't talk about this. Okay? I'll work on saying this in a better way. It'll come out over time. But sit with that a little bit. You're doing a reverse training almost. Like, hey, anytime this negative conversation wants to come up, I stop it. So that whoever's wanting that conversation will also stop it. It's like if you have toxic friends that just want to dump on you all the time, when you stop answering those phone calls or texts, they will find someone else to have those conversations with. And they'll only have other conversations with you, because that's what initiates a connection or a response. Okay? So that's the thing. If we're taking away anything from this reading is, if there is a topic that you don't want to talk about, don't engage. Change the subject, get off the call, just, stop the text thread. And let me tell you, it's not a good idea to communicate in text. Okay? Phone call. Use your voice. Okay? Everything gets mixed up. And then, oh, but they text me. Well, then you pick up that phone and you're like, hey, let's talk about this. I've got a few minutes. Or, hey, let me call you later and we'll talk about that. Do it like that. Try it. Try it. I'm not saying it'll be perfect, but it'll be better. Okay? And that's how you get out of being mentally trapped. Because you take that power back. You're like, oh, you want to talk about that? Well, I don't. And it's done with your energy. And that's how things change. That's how the truth is revealed. That's how everyone's like, oh, I guess I don't need to talk about that 1414 behavior or situation that brings everyone down. I can uplift. Because a lot of people don't realize how negative they are, because they're just used to talking that way. I hang out with certain people and it's just Debbie Downer conversations. They don't realize it. So that's like, hey, can we talk about something a little more uplifting? Oh, wow, I didn't realize I was talking about that for so long. It's waking people up in these, subtle ways. And that's your power, Pisces. That's your gift. You do it subtly. You're not You know, this is Aries energy, right? And that's where it's like a, you know, a punch. I'm sorry to use that term, but it's jarring like that. So this is the part where you use your mind and you use subtlety. You use your energy. And yeah, Pisces, I bet a lot of you have fire in your chart. So you know which people that will work with, okay? So use your intuition on that. But yeah, when you do that, you get everything that you want. Things calm down. Okay? You control the energy. All right, Pisces, I love you. This is a great reading, a great reminder for all of us. And, you know, with my particular channel, I'm all about developing your inner self. It's not other people. How do you respond? How do you react? What do you allow? And this is where you realize how you can change that whole narrative of your life by directing your own energy, your own thoughts, your own emotions, because this is all mental work. Okay? And then what it does is it, in the physical, changes behavior. Wands are about behavior, the actions you take. You know, and this is where you are independent and you love your life. And people are just like, wow, how are they doing it? Oh, because you're focusing on yourself. And you're doing what's making you happy. All right, Pisces, so great reading. All right, I know it's tough with the moms. I know it. But you can change it. Even if it's a small thing, it's better than nothing. All right, Pisces, I love you. See you soon.